here's this name of this writer that cut through. That was interesting to me because in older generations, everybody was listening to the same radio shows.
I'm honored, and I'm also more honored that because, what we're talking about is so important and so meaningful that we're able to have this much anticipation and so many people want to go see it and are talking about it. That's what I'm grateful.
Hollywood romances capture our imaginations, but sometimes the real-life dramas are even more captivating. The story of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni is one such drama, a tale of accusations, denials, and a digital war that's gripping the world. What started as a seemingly harmonious collaboration on the film adaptation of It Ends With Us has devolved into a bitter legal battle, exposing a complex web of conflicting narratives. The fairy tale facade has shattered. What started as a Hollywood dream is now a messy, high-stakes legal battle, and the truth is far more complicated than anyone imagined.
It's based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the generational cycles in her life and breaks them and ends the circle. And I hope people find it inspiring, and yet also, it's a film about a heavy topic. It's about domestic violence.
I for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that, and the way you framed it, and how that made you feel. I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. That takes a lot of trust and vulnerability, and I feel really grateful that you feel safe enough to tell me that that's how you feel and share that with me. And I'm really sorry. I fucked up. That is a fail on my part. One thing you should know about me is I will admit and apologize when I fail. I am far from perfect. I'm a very flawed man, as my wife will attest. And and I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna say the wrong thing. I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. I'm gonna piss you off, probably, but I will always apologize.
Initially, the spotlight was on Blake Lively's account. Through carefully orchestrated media appearances and strategic leaks, she painted a picture of an uncomfortable and even hostile working environment. Lively implied that Justin Baldoni, the star and producer of It Ends With Us, had overstepped personal boundaries, disregarded industry protocols, and unfairly taken credit for her creative contributions. Allegations of unprofessional behavior and a disregard for her concerns circulated widely, creating a narrative where she was the victim of a power imbalance and a lack of respect. Many commentators and fans quickly sided with Lively, assuming her version of events was the accurate one. Headlines screamed of Baldoni's alleged transgressions, solidifying a negative image in the public consciousness. The story was framed as a stark example of a female star facing manipulation and disrespect on set. Just when it seemed Blake Lively's narrative had taken hold, Justin Baldoni launched a counteroffensive that sent shockwaves through Hollywood. He debuted a digital platform, a meticulously curated website, hosting a trove of legal filings, behind-the-scenes footage, and screenshots of text exchanges. This wasn't just a simple denial. It was a full-scale digital assault on Lively's version of events. Baldoni claimed his website contained raw data, intended to remove any ambiguity and reveal the truth behind the conflict. One of the key features was an amended legal complaint naming Lively, her publicist, and a major newspaper as defendants in a possible smear campaign. Baldoni's website threw a wrench in Blake's carefully constructed story. But these messages painted an entirely different picture. A backstage look at a possible struggle for control and creative differences, leaving the world in shock. But that was just the beginning.
So it's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Does she play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of pretends to play with her. So in the beginning, our oldest is loving on her, and she's very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
And find my way back to center. That is one thing I can assure you of. And I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That must have felt terrible. And I will for sure do better. That was not my best weekend, and I should have given it more time. And And damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt and they knew that. And we should all have friends like that, aside from the fact that they're two of the most creative people on the planet. The three of you guys together is unbelievable. Talk about energy and just a force, all three of you. But I just wanted you to know that I didn't need that, because it's really good and it's going to make the movie sing like you said, and I'm excited to go through the whole movie with you. I'm just excited to spend time with you. I'm excited to be in your sphere and your presence, and for us to share creative juices together, although that sounds terrible. I think, and you and I have been trying to build a relationship, which I think we've done successfully. I mean, here we are.
The heart of the conflict lies within the mountains of text messages now circulating online. Baldoni's team claims these messages expose inconsistencies in Lively's portrayal, revealing a more complex and nuanced interaction between the two. Some messages seemingly show Lively making last-minute demands for rewrites, insisting on watching dailies, and even hinting at boycotting press events if her creative vision wasn't fully realized. Baldoni's team presents this as evidence of Lively's active role in shaping the production, even to the point of overshadowing others. However, Lively's supporters argue that these messages are being taken out of context, representing a legitimate attempt to protect her creative vision. It's a classic he said, she said situation, amplified by the relentless scrutiny of social media. It seems the truth is buried beneath these contradicting statements. One of the most sensitive aspects of Lively's initial accusations centered on alleged boundary violations during filming. She implied that no professional guidelines were in place for intimate interactions, leaving her feeling vulnerable and unsupported. However, Justin's website features internal production emails and schedules that, if authentic, paint a different picture. These documents suggest that an independent consultant was hired, daily check-ins occurred, and multiple production members were at the ready if anyone felt even the slightest discomfort. This evidence, if verified, raises serious questions about the accuracy of Lively's claims. It exposes a potential contradiction between her public statements and the documented protocols in place during the production. Baldoni's documents suggest on-set disputes, and boundaries were followed, and Lively may have had a different perception. But the question arises, who's telling the truth? Adding another layer of complexity to this already intricate situation is the rumored involvement of Ryan Reynolds. According to Baldoni's amended complaint, Reynolds' influence reached far beyond what was initially assumed. Whispers abound that he confronted Baldoni about perceived slights against Lively, creating a climate of pressure and potentially influencing production decisions. Baldoni's team suggests that the power dynamic was never in his favor, pointing to Reynolds' global fame and Lively's Hollywood clout as factors that forced him to tread carefully. This paints a picture of a situation where Baldoni may have felt compelled to comply with the couple's desires, even if he disagreed with them. Reynolds' influence is the X factor, but the question is if Baldoni felt pressured by Reynolds and Lively's popularity. The controversy immediately exploded on social media, with fans divided and fiercely defending their chosen side. Team Blake emerged, echoing Lively's initial narrative and dismissing Baldoni's website as a manipulative attempt to distort the truth. These supporters accuse Baldoni of gaslighting and attempting to silence a woman who spoke out against mistreatment. On the other side, Team Justin gained traction, pointing to the text messages and documents as evidence that Lively was the one in control, attempting to orchestrate the production to her liking. This group accuses Lively of playing the victim and using her star power to damage Baldoni's reputation. A third, more cautious segment of observers remained skeptical, acknowledging the complexity of the situation and advocating for a more nuanced understanding. The conflict between Lively and Baldoni created a civil war in Hollywood, but more importantly amongst their biggest fans. The legal battle is far from over. Blake Lively's team initially attempted to secure a court order to shut down or limit Baldoni's online revelations, but the request was denied. This allows Baldoni to continue posting updates and sharing more evidence as he sees fit. The legal ramifications for both parties are significant, potentially affecting their careers and reputations for years to come. A settlement remains a possibility, but given the acrimonious nature of the dispute, a full-blown trial seems increasingly likely. The court's decision is a victory for Baldoni, but the fight continues, with both parties holding tight to their position and the truth hidden between them. In a world of carefully crafted images and competing narratives, who do we believe? And can we ever truly know what happened behind closed doors? The Blake Lively-Justin Baldoni saga serves as a stark reminder that even in the glamorous world of Hollywood, the truth can be elusive and subjective. The battle for public opinion is in full swing, and the consequences remain to be seen. One thing is certain, the story is far from over. Ultimately, will the truth ever fully emerge? Or will this saga remain a twisted tale of he said, she said? Or will the curtain be closed before anyone finds out who's telling the truth?